Well, I'm with Katie and Allison. We're down here at Rushen Abbey. It's a beautiful setting on a beautiful day to find out about your next dramatic production, The Labyrinth.
Yes, so Labyrinth are back for 2021. We had a break last year, of course, and we are here at Rushen Abbey. We're performing at Rushen Abbey, and our show this year is called Labyrinth The Chronicles of Mann. And as usual, it's an immersive promenade tour. So you're in a small group and you're taken on a sort of history, performing, immersive tour throughout Rushen Abbey to hear a little bit more about this site and the stories within it.
Right, yeah. So people move around, don't they? That's part of the whole thing. And
yeah, it's very much a kind of immersive theatre experience. So it's, you know, you're not just standing being told the history of the site, which of course is very interesting, but our cast do it in a really unique way, and it's really a lot of fun. And it really helps to bring sites like Rushen Abbey to life. Rushen Abbey in particular, we have a lot of information about from the medieval manuscript, the Chronicles of the Kings of Mann in the Isles. I think a lot of people do think of Rushen Abbey as being a little bit staid and quiet, perhaps. And of course, there is that period when the monks were here and they would have been very well behaved. But there's so much more to the history of Rushen Abbey, and it's events like this that really help us talk about the much wider history.
I was only giggling because I think about the strawberries and cream sort of brigade of the 60s. That was the highlight, wasn't it?
We're telling a real full history from the beginning of the Abbey right through to the Academy nightclub.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and not only that, but we've got a lot of warring Viking stories that we're sharing. We've got my favourite, it's a warrior pirate bishop from here. He went off to do some swashbuckling. What are other great stories? Well, we're interpreting them in a very unusual way.
And who's written this? You?
It's the cast. The Labyrinth cast all write their own scripts. Kate and I provide them at the start with a massive historical information, and the cast go through, pick bits that they're really interested in, and that they write the scripts. So, and this year, I think, well, we say this every year, I think, but this year in particular, some of the little scenes we've got are just brilliant. Yeah, they're so funny, but they're so clever as well, so well crafted. People go away from Labyrinth with a lot of information that they maybe didn't realise that cast have managed to put over to them.
And they might also leave a little bit confused this time as well, because we've
in a good way.
Yeah. So we're telling the stories in a really fun way this time. We've took a decision really early on. We've all had a really tough year. So some of the stories are quite dark, aren't they? But we've decided to give everything a light touch this year, and so there's quite a lot of music, quite a lot of singing, quite a lot of fingers crossed that it all works, but it definitely will, because our cast are fantastic.
Are you in it as well?
We're in it, aren't we?
Oh yeah.
No show without us.
Oh, good. Times, tickets, all that thing?
So the performance is around about 90 minutes at the moment. We're still working on tightening up a little bit. Yeah. And there's a tour at Saturday the 10th of July and Sunday the 11th of July. And there's tours at 11 a.m, 1 p.m, 3 p.m, and 5 p.m. Everyone's welcome. It is a walking tour, so if you struggle with walking and things like that, you could bring a sitting stool. The route is wheelchair accessible, but we don't recommend it for children under 7, just because some of the scenes there's a bit of effing and jeffing, and some of the scenes are a little bit
racy.
Yeah, we'll use that word. Yeah, we'll use
scary,
that word. Yeah, not scary, bit racy. And so that, and also it's quite fidgety for little ones to stand around for that long. So anyone over 7 is very welcome to come, and we're so excited to perform it for you, whatever the weather.
Oh, well, I was going to ask you about that, because come on, whatever? Really?
Whatever the weather. Yeah,
we can relocate, can't we, inside, but we will be absolutely fine.
Right. Now, in the past, the tickets are sold very quickly and very fast, so this is an idea to get on where the website view?
Yes, so tickets are available online at manxnationalheritage.im. They're £12 per person, and we're so excited to perform it for you all.
Well, I'm so glad you're back. You know, it is weird. Everyone's taking this year out of everything, so maybe you've learned more to come back with gusto. I don't know. Can you? Is it bigger and better?
Oh, yeah.
I think Labyrinth always has had a lot of gusto, I think. But this year, I think in particular, the cast as well as the site staff here and Katie and I are just really, really grateful we can be able to do this again. And, you know, as we say, it's a really interesting one this year. You know, what can you do with an abbey? Well, come along and see, really.
We should give a big shout out to the Labyrinth cast, actually, because saying we didn't do one last year, we were all ready to set to go last year, and then we couldn't go, obviously. So we turned it into a radio play instead. So Manx Radio played it for us. So yeah, they didn't have a rest.
Didn't have a break?
No, they didn't.
Okay. Well, do get your tickets. It sells very quickly, and what a fantastic location.